Hey there, we're going to start mission 5 here, and let's go ahead and jump right in and figure out what map we're going to do. And let's try to stop rolling those 7s, right? And I rolled a 1, which means we're going to do map 1, and I'm okay with that. So let's go ahead and get our stuff out of the way here. Flip this guy over. Map 1 is like piece of cakes territory, but for whatever reason, we've just made it look so hard every time, and that's an odd. So we're not doing this group, we're doing this one right here, Formation B, which the problem with Formation B is it's a lot harder to do the Jeff trick, because you sort of need 3 bombers like this in a triangle to be able to come at it from the different angles. But you could still sort of do it, because you would just have 2 of them coming this way and then 1 coming that way. You can still get the trick in. It's just you got to be a little more careful. All right, so we got that out of the way. Let's find out what our cash and prizes are going to be. And so we got our map in place, and let's see. We rolled a 9 again. We're outbound. We have yet to do inbound. Inbound is 2 victory points. I know it's a lot less fighters, but the big points, the big bucks and no whammies is from the other one. So I'm just writing off camera here for a second. So we're doing map 1, and it's outbound again. And then our OP is a perfect 10, which means we're going to get 8 OP. We've never gotten that many ever. So that's good, and so let's get our 8 pilots out before we figure out what the escorts are going to be. It really isn't going to change our opinion. So Ifland and Barr, our 2 experts, need to come out. And then Schmidt is our 1 expert on the BF 109 side. And so I mean, do I dare to bring some green guys with us? My answer is still no. I mean, I'm on the border. Oh, we got to see if our wounded guy came back. So let's roll for that. It's a 6, so the answer is no. Frey doesn't come back. So yeah, let's get Oblesser and Luce. Luce actually has an experience point. And who else has experience points? Frey does, but he's wounded. Putfargan has an experience point. He's green. We'll bring him. He has at least 1 experience. I don't know. Maybe that's not a good idea. Yeah, that's not a good idea. Let's do Richter. Let's just bring nothing but veterans. So that's 4, and then for Iflin, we're going to bring Aarons, and we can't do Clausen. Aarons and Ehlers. I don't know, let's do Doppler, because, you know, the Germans needed radar. The Doppler, it's sort of funny that the German name is Doppler, and that's what ruined them. Okay. There's 8, so I got 2 stacks of 4. That's what I'm going to do. 2 FW190s, 4 FW190s, 4 BF109. So let's see what the escort situation is. It's a 2, which is L3S. They're coming in on the 3rd turn, and that blows. So I'm going to take 2 escorts out, and here's the 5. I'm going to just put them on the below trailing. And sure enough, they're going to show up on turn 3, and that blows. Now, could I change this? Yes, I can. I can spend 7 experience points to do that. Do I want to? I'm not going to lose the season anymore. It is possible they're going to damage me, but I'm not going to lose the season anymore, so I'm not desperate to win. and your experience points carry over. So I can save it for like later when I really need the experience points. I mean, they're arriving on turn 3, which is not good. So I only have basically one attack I'm going to get to do without the escorts annoying me. I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let it go. So let's not worry about that. Okay, this is done. And now we're going to do the situational. So map 1, outbound again, is page 5. Let's roll our die. I rolled a 1. And so with a 1, the damage, remember we're group B here, the damage is in the second one in. So let's go ahead and draw for that. And it's going to be an engine 5. So let's roll. I rolled a 9, so that guy's gone. We don't get any experience or anything. He's already, he fell. So we got a fallen, which means that there's some nice disruption there. So I guess the only bad thing is we don't get victory points for him, but there's still 4 more. So if I somehow got 4 victory points, I mean, that's 1 less than I have after 4 missions. So I'm not going to complain. There is no anchor. Let's roll for sun. I rolled an 8. There is no sun. And roll for tactical points. I rolled a 2, which is 1 and only 1 tactical point. That is awful. And then the flight limit, I rolled a 2, which is 6. And that's not good either. I'm going to bump them both up by 2 because we get the 2 bump because of the other thing. And there's no contrails. So flight limit of 6, and then we said the escorts are going to arrive on turn 3. Flight limit's now 8. Yeah, that's not very good. But it is what it is. We rolled poorly on everything there. I could pay staff points to change it, but I'm not going to. All right, we get 2 more OP for the vector map minigame. And I'm going to grab 1 of each. So we're going to get Newman, no soup for you, and Haas. And they're going to be in their own group. So we're going to come here and go group of 4, and group of 2. All right, let's roll. Roll that beautiful bean footage. So we got a 16, which is, we got a straggler. And that is an even, so it gets 2 damage markers. So let's figure out what's happening with the straggler. The damage marker is 2 wing and 1 engine. So what are we going to do? Are we going to send somebody after him? That's a good question. I would say there's no reason not to. We only have 3 tactical points to spend. I mean, okay, so let's talk about this for a second. Because I had 8 OP, I can actually get 1 Swarm. I can unlock all 3 advantages with Swarm on wave 1 and then again on wave 2. I can actually have 2 waves with Swarm if I wanted. But that means everybody has to stay alive, not get kicked out or intercepted by an escort. And I just don't see that happening. Now, obviously, I'm going to be sending somebody. If I send somebody after the straggler, I'm already losing something. And I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to send something after the straggler. The FW-190s have a more difficult return fire, continuing fire, and you don't get continuing fire checks when you go after pursuit. So the FW-190s are best suited for pursuit. And so if I want to make sure I get the experience points, I can send one of my experts. So I'm going to send Bar. So Bar is going to go after this guy. And I get 2 tactical points because of this engine. So do I want to give him another tactical point? Yes, I'll give him 1. So he's going to have 3. All right, let's move on. So I have a group of 3. I will absorb him and move 3 groups up. And that's an 11. So with an 11, I have the weather. So it doesn't really matter, but I'll go ahead and move these up to here. And they're all 3 move to the approaching zone anyways. And then this is the one where I absolutely need to at least get a decent roll, or otherwise it hurts. And I rolled a 9, and that's not a good enough roll. I need to get at least a 10. So that blows. And what's happening here is I'm being intercepted. And I have a garble, which is not good. Or I am going to, and I'm also getting intercepted. So let's do garble first. Each group gets a delay marker or a -1 TP. I only have 2 TP, and there's 3 groups. So, and then of course the Spitfire is going to intercept one of them. The delay marker means that the escorts are going to arrive even sooner. And that's not fun either. So we're going to go ahead and put delay markers on 2 of them. So delay marker and delay marker. And then the escort, I'm going to grab from the top of the escort pile. Okay, and I'm going to have him intercept the FW-190s. Okay, so I'm going to move this aside, move this aside. I need a 10 to be able to evade those FW-190s. I only have a 2. So now we're in battle, and I'm going to roll for altitude advantage. I need a 6 or better, a 4. Now remember, if I was close enough with the evasion, I could have delayed him to get a +2, but I only rolled a 2. And here I rolled a 4. I can spend 2 TP to get back up to a 6 and have altitude advantage, and I'm going to do that. So I'm going to spend 2 TP to get the altitude advantage. Okay, so here's our chart. And how many are there? There's 3. There's 4 of us. We outnumber them. So we got a yes and a yes. So we have the best possible outcome. So now I just need to roll high. And I did. Dang it, dang it, dang it. That was good. That was very good. All right, so we got an R. R means we return. 1 escort exits and the fighters return. So we made it. We made it through. And the E means we destroyed the escort, which is fine. And let me make sure that the R really means the R, because they do change some things around in the outcomes, but I'm pretty sure that's what it means. So the escort marker is removed from play and may not come back. If the battle took place in the approaching zone, randomly select a second escort marker of the same type, and it is also removed. So I'm just taking another one. It's also removed. So this is why you have to read. And because we were in the approach zone when this happened. 1 or more fighters in the group must return to, oh no, this is return. 1 or more fighters in the group must return to base, removed from play for the duration of the mission. The battle value of the removed fighters must equal half of the escort number of the removed escort marker. Instead of actually removing the fighter, you may pay 1 TP to keep it in the group. Its BB still goes towards the requirement. The cost is 1 TP per fighter retained. I have no TP left, so I can't spend that. But see, this is why I had to read it, because I have to spend BV even to return. So it's not quite as good. But the BV value was only 3. So I just have to spend 3 points of units to go home. Well, Haas is a 2, Doppler is a 2, Ahrens is a 2, Ifland is a 3. So if I send my expert home, which I'm going to do, that satisfies it. So now I still have 3 fighters left. Maybe I should keep Ifland out there because he's 1 experience point away from being able to level up. But then I would have to send 2 of them home. Is it that big of a deal to send 2 of the fighters home? I don't know. So I keep 2 fighters out there, or you know what? Ifland can live to fight another day. How about that? So I'll keep those out there, and that's what we're going to do. So the approaching zone, since they're all in this level here, they can go into low for 0 TP. And this one goes in on turn 1, and these ones come in on turn 2. Okay, so they're not even in sync with each other, and that sort of hurts. So let's get some stuff off the table here. Okay, so they're coming in low. Yeah. All right. So these 3 are going to come in low on the flank, like so. And then these ones are delayed. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put them in the return box because they're delayed a turn. Yeah, that's brilliant. So we can go ahead and take those off. And let's take care of the pursuit. So we have a pursuit that is on the board. This guy, engine is going to put him at 2, and then I paid for 1 more, and we have 1 wing. So let's roll for the wing. Then let's roll for the engine, and neither of them destroy so he's not destroyed. And we get a freebie. So remember, I really like the level TP, but let's roll for the sun. The sun is a 7, which is here. That's an interesting position because usually you don't do very well. But I could, for my free one, let's come in high oblique. Sure, why not? I'm going to do determine. So high oblique, threat of 0, collision check. We don't do collision checks. We don't do anything. Nothing happened. So the freebie didn't help me. And so now I'm going to have to spend 1 TP to go there. And I think the sun actually stays there until, if you draw certain markers, the sun will move. So we're going to go ahead and do tail level. So it's a threat of 1, tail level determined, and look, it's a hit. So the tail level is like where it's at. So we're going to go ahead and get a hit. And that hit is on the engine. So we got another engine hit. We're going to gain 3 TP from that. And I rolled a 1, so no blow up. We would have gotten points there. I'm going to stay level, tail level. And here, it's 2 hits, but then I have a no ammo. I can use my quick skill to go down to 1 hit so I can keep my ammo, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to switch down to here, only do 1 hit, and I keep my ammo. So let's do that. And I got a 4 on the wing, and there it is, right there. 4 plus 2 is 6. He's destroyed. So we got ourselves victory points, experience points. We got the whole 9 yards coming, and Bar did an awesome job. All right, so Bar comes home a champion. And right here you can see Bar is going to get 2 experience points for a kill. So he's up to 4. He did use his quick skill for the mission, but I don't need to write it down because the mission's over for him. And then we flip over to the staff. And the staff, so for example, this is a 6, this is a 5, and that's a 1, right? So the staff is getting 2 experience points here, and then we got a victory point. So we're now up to 6 victory points. And that's, that's the part where if you can get a straggler, I mean, that's a really nice opportunity to just get some victory points without having to play the map. Okay, so we go to mission turn 1 on the map, and here we go. So we have these guys. I have them in oblique low, and so for they can go to any tail for 0 TP. So I'm going to have them move to the level tail like that. Okay, so all 3 of them are going to go there, and we do the return, which I'm going to do this because they're going to arrive. Well, actually, no, I'll just leave it there. There's no escorts yet, no blast and flak. The cohesion there's just 1 token, so nothing happens. So now we move to turn 2. So we do the move. I can attack with those guys if I want, or I can just move these up. So I'm going to just move those up. And should I attack with those other guys? Yes, I will. I'm going to attack tail level with those 3. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And then for the recovery phase, I have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to lower the flight limit by 1 and raise our tactical points by 5. That was the plan for the whole time. I really wanted to do that. And lowering the flight limit by 1 is no big deal considering the escorts arrive on turn 3. I honestly don't think I'm going to make it to turn 7. They're going to intercept me before I get there. But we have some attacking to do. There is no sun on this mission, so we're going to go ahead and take that off. Okay, I'm going to go into the tail, and I'm going to be determined. So right here, the threat level is only 1. And here, the threat level is only 1. And here, it's 2 and 2. So do I want to take my chances and have 2 of them go after this? And I'm going to go ahead and say yes. I know it's risky, but I've already gotten the victory points I need to not lose. And now I'm going to try to play to win, right? I'm way behind. So I need points. Is this really where I should be risky? I don't know, because I could theoretically kill my pilots, which then causes me to lose the game in another way. So this might be a stupid move, and maybe this is all a secret way of me saying I want to start over, but we'll find out. Sometimes I need to remind myself how brutal that collision check is. So let's go ahead and do this. Return, escort, recovery, blast flak, cohesion. We do our approach. Okay, which way are they going? And I think I'm going to have them, they're going to dive straight forward. And then this one is going to dive and roll to the right towards the flank. So that's what we're going to do. Okay? What else? Those guys are level. So I'll just do this to remind ourselves that we're level. We're not low. And yeah, let's do this. Okay, so first thing we got to do when we engage is we have to do the collision check. So let's go ahead and roll or pull this out. And I got this, which I think is going to be good. Let me make sure. I think that's a good one. So pay the TP cost and the fighter breaks away to the tail. If you do not pay, the fighter exits instead. So that's what I mean by it's good. So the fighter will fight another day, it breaks away to the tail. I didn't say which one, so we'll just do the one on top, which is Aaron's. So he breaks away right now. So he's on the return box. And then this guy, of course, is staying. So I no longer get the bonus of having two in the same space. But that's okay. We're going to do tail level. And I'm going to start with the one closest to us. And tail level, the threat is only 1. And we are determined. So we take a hit and we get to ride the tail. So who is this guy? Haas. Yeah, we take a hit. There's nothing I can do about that. This proximity marker stays on the board because we were determined. And the hit is manageable. A 2 is manageable. I mean, you roll really bad to lose on a 2. I'm riding the tail, so which means I get to draw another one. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then we get another hit and we ride the tail again. I'm not doing a good job. And we got another manageable one. I'm going to go ahead and keep riding that tail. And we get 2 hits with no ammo. So we're out of ammo, but we get to put 2 hits on. And I'm okay with that. That's actually a good outcome. Here's the 2 hits. We'll do them in order. Hit number 1 and hit number 2. So we'll do the red as the first one. I rolled 2 1s, so no dice there. So he has a wing damage of 2 and a fuselage of 1, which is a rudder. But we did our job. And continuing fire for a FW-190. We are determined in a threat level 1 space. So if dive rolling, skip continuing fire, which is what we're going to do. We're not dive rolling, we're just diving, aren't we? Oh, you stink. So he gets another hit. And we got another nice one. Now, can he survive 3 in a row? I have no idea. 3 rolls in a row. There's still a good chance that you're going to go into the repair pool, but he did get 2 hits in. Nobody was killed, though. So now we're going to go to Doppler here. And we have tail, level, and it's a threat of 2, right? But it's reduced to 1 because of the fallen. And so it's a hit, and a ride the tail. So we get hit. And that's a really bad one. Yeah, that's not good. He gets hit. Fuselage. Flip that over. Okay, the elevator of 3 is a kill if we can get him to fall. So we're going to go ahead and ride the tail because that hit that we just received, he's out. He's going to be out. So ride the tail is a hit and a hit. So we'll do our hit first. And we got a fuselage again. He's for sure going into the crash pool. And there's a 6. I rolled a 4. And it flips over again. It would have been really nice if he fell because that would have been an easy one to go after. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and continuing fire. Tongue, determined mode only. After breakaway, move an escort marker from the above trailing station to the fighter's return box. Okay, well the good news is there's nobody in the above trailing station, so we're good. We're good. There was no hits either, by the way. So they are done. This guy was going to the return here, and this one was going to the return over here. And he's out of ammo. He's got so many damage markers, it's not even funny. And then this one. So they're both done. Now, what was the point of all that? Well, I mean, tail level attacks I thought are good, and I think they sort of are. I mean, we got some hits in. I can still do the Jeff maneuver because I have 5 units. I guess I'm not too worried, is what I'm getting at. And now it's the next round. So what I'm going to do is these 4 here are going to go to tail level. So yes, we're picking on the tail here. And this one is just going to stay where he is. I mean, I could go here and then still approach low. So let me take a check real quick. See, the problem is this flank level, the escorts go here. So I don't want to go into that spot because then the escorts will hit me. So I want to stay there. And then this one, of course, is moving up to there in the return. And then we have to do escorts now because we are now on turn 3. And let's roll for escort. I rolled a 2, so he moves to the forward station, and that's it. And then we're going to skip blast and flak, and now we're going to do cohesion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I rolled a 3, so the whole element is now loose, which is excellent. So all the numbers just got reduced by 1. So very good there. This one does go away, but the loose replaces it. And now we go to, oh, I skipped the recovery phase. So let's do recovery. These guys didn't get to move, but they need to recover. So we have a 7 and a 6. They're both fuselage, so I can roll them both together. The red is going to be the 7. This is going to be the 6. I need a miracle roll. I rolled a 10, but then I got a 2. So doesn't matter. Doppler goes to the fuselage one, which has a really high kill rate, by the way, but only if he explodes. And in order to explode, I have to roll 1. So, okay, there's a 60% chance of him surviving this. Actually, a little bit even better because he gets to roll twice. But if he fails the first roll, he gets a 60% chance on the second. Let's put it that way. And then we got this guy here, Mr. Ride the Tail. So these two are wings, and this one's a fuselage. So let's roll the fuselage first. I pass. And then let's roll the 2 wings. They're both equal value. And I pass, and I pass. So he shakes off 3 hits. Now he's out of ammo. So we need him to go after Mr. Elevator here with the 3 damage because wanted to make sure you understood the elevator only needs 2 to be destroyed. So a no ammo guy just needs to fly over him and intercept him, and then we get the point. Don't get the experience points, but we get the point. Well, we get some experience points, but anyways, the pilot doesn't get the experience points, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, that's the end of the round. So now we go to mission turn 4. So we got a move action, and this is where it's going to get juicy. We're coming in with 4. This one's coming in low, and I could come in with a 5th one. Should I? No reason not to. I'm not allowed to try to go to the intercept yet. I have to have a bomber out there before I can try to intercept. I can have 6 in a wave. I just don't. I mean, the only advantage of keeping him behind is that I'm guaranteed to have a fighter that's not going to be killed or damaged to intercept something that falls because of this attack. That's what he does for me. He's going to be guaranteed to be able to chase something down. But if I have him attack, then of course, you know, I get to do damage and get cash and prizes. But maybe that's not what I should do. I'm thinking, I think I'm going to leave him there because I think I'm going to use him to pursue. Yeah, I am. I'm going to leave him there. So we're just going to attack with these 5 guys. And then we do return and then escort. So we're going to do the low trailing first. Rolled an 8. So he moves to above trailing, which is awful. Next one, I rolled an 8. He moves back to below trailing. So the above trailing guy is a jerk. And basically what that means is we need to get our attack in now, or there's not going to be an attack. Because he's going to intercept our group. Which the good news is that we're here, and we are going to attack. We can skip recovery, we can skip blasted flak, cohesion. I rolled a 2, so now the element goes to kaput. This -2 means it's zeros all across the board. We can attack any angle we want. It's zeros, baby. So here we go. I'm going to put 1 here, 1 here, and 2 here. I need to think about this because I'm coming in from this side. Oh, I'm on the wrong side. I need to be coming in from over here. I need to be coming in this way so I can go here. Oh no. This side is only good if you're coming in from the nose. Gosh, I didn't think this through. See, there's no way I can come in from the side here and join them. Oh, I screwed up. And there's no way I could say, hey, I was actually over there. I can't do that. I actually took advantage of him being in the same group over here to get tactical points. So if I put these guys together, I'm really risking that I'm going to have a collision. I can't do that. So I'm going to spread them out. I guess I'm not going to get the Rada advantage. And because the element's kaput, I can come any direction I want. And who do I want to help? Like, you know, do I help him? Do I help him? You know, do I help these guys? I mean, it's really a tough call. I feel like Schmidt is an expert, isn't he? Yes, he is. And his skill is he's quick. I'm not going to worry about Schmidt. I'm going to go here. We're going to try to make sure he falls. So here's the thing. If he fails, this fails a cohesion check, the bomber that has the most tokens on it, not damage, the most tokens, is what falls. So if I put him on one of these 2 bombers, and then they accumulate more damage than this guy has, this guy's not going to fall, and he's your guaranteed victory point. I'm not sure it's that big of a deal, but here's the other thing. If I put him here, this could be overkill, right? I'm going to go to this one. They're all going to be determined. And yeah, let's see how this plays out. Everything that's coming from the rear is level. They're going to all be diving. So I'm just going to put one marker out there. That's for all 4 of them. They're all diving towards the nose. This guy here, oh, by the way, this would have moved up. This guy here, what's he going to do? Is he going to climb? Yeah, he's going to climb. He's going to climb straight across to the other oblique. Okay, let's do this. First of all, I qualified for a swarm, and then I qualified for position because he's a different altitude and position. I don't get Rada because I don't have 2 fighters from the same box of the same type in the same space. And that was because I couldn't, do my little strategy because I came from the wrong flank. Excuse me. All right, so how do I want to do this? Well, I think let's pick on this guy first. And remember, I have 0s across the board. So this is tail level. Everybody's determined. 0 threat. So this should go in our favor. And here we go. Tail level 0. That's a hit. So let's apply a hit to this guy. And that hit is an engine with a 7. And there's her 7. So this guy falls. And you get a fall in there. So all kinds of magic happens. Our staff gets 1 experience point. The pilot Schmidt gets 1 experience point. And we don't get any victory points, but all 3 of these now go with the bomber onto the mission turn 4. So that bomber is not a guarantee victory point. It's possible it'll be dead because of a die roll, but it does not have enough damage to be a guaranteed kill. So we're going to go ahead and finish that. And then I'm going to draw a continuing fire from the skies deck. And here I am. I'm at a 0 and I'm getting hit. You stink. But, he has the quick skill. So I can just move him, boom, down to there. So roll a die. If even, place a damage marker on the nearest bottom. If odd, the fighter is hit. So let's not get an odd. Come on. It's an odd. Come on, you stink. So Schmidt is getting hit, but just once. And it's an awful one, the cockpit. Cockpit causes the fighter to get killed. And he went to evasive because of his skills, so he moves down to here. So that's a 9. That's not an easy thing to survive. And the cockpit up there, by the way, you got to roll really high to survive the cockpit. I'm not happy about that. I could have another death. Okay, let's do the loose one. Oh, position. I cancel hits. I'm so sorry. I'm canceling that hit. That guy is not, I'm just removing the hit. He still had to use the evade to avoid the 1, but he's going to be here and he's fine. He's fine. Whew. He's an expert. We would save our experts. Okay, loose. All right. This is tail level with a 0. Tail level 0 is 2 hits. And look how awesome that is. And let's get 2 hits in. This is perfect. Absolutely perfect to get 2 hits on this one. And so we have, first one is an engine 5 and a fuselage. Okay, so let's do the engine 5. That didn't happen. The fuselage also didn't happen. So that sort of stinks. But the engine 5, though, it's got 2 engine hits, which is, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's got so much elevator damage. It's as good as dead. All he needs to do is fall. But the nice thing is he has 4 damage markers. So if this cohesion check fails, he'll be the one that goes. All right, so Luce needs to do a continuing fire. And he is diving. So after continuing fire, if diving or dive rolling, if an escort marker is in the below trailing station, it attacks this fighter. Afterwards, if not exiting or dogfighting, fighter breaks away to tail evasive return and escort to below trailing. So we got to do a dogfight. So he got bounced, and sure enough, we do have one there. So this one's coming after Luce, and this isn't good. As far as like, we have the altitude advantage because we're level and he's low, but it's a Spitfire and he has the numerical advantage. And here we go. So we are higher than them, yes. Okay, but we have to use this table. We're higher than them, yes, but we're a no, so we're going to do the second row. Higher number is always better outcome. A 6 is decent. So a 6 puts us to B, which means break off. So the fighters exit, and so does the escort marker. So I'll take that. That means nobody died. So this escort marker is gone, and Luce just returns home and doesn't get to stay for another day. And the escort markers, by the way, they only have 2. But that one is still very deadly. Okay, so now we're going to go after this next fighter here. And I'm going to do this one first. So Newman, who's climbing, from the side, oblique attack. Newman, threat is 0, and he's low. And so he just progresses 1. So he just goes to this location. No harm, no foul. There wasn't a lot of opportunity to hit, but that's okay. No hits on him. And 1 second, I have a discard problem. I needed to shuffle my cards. So no hit, but I do need to do a continuing fire. Threat is 0. He was climbing. See, climbing is always bad, but it adds 2, but he's still okay. If climbing or climb rolling, he needs to break away to the tail position. So he's got to go to tail instead of where he was going, and I'm okay with that. That's not the worst thing in the world. So he has to break away now, so he will go there now. And, he was climbing, so he has to be up there. Okay, the only thing that stinks is I was trying to set up for another swarm, and, it may not be possible. But, okay, Oblisser is attacking. Tail level 0 is a hit. So we're going to draw a hit token. And we got a wing. Cool. Took out our fighter along the way. All right, so that's 4 wing damage. That's really good. I'm going to use my swarm. I'm going to do one more hit. And we got a fuselage. And we flip that over, and that's a cockpit hit. Oh, that's a new one. Oh, so that causes him to do a bailout check, and if he rolls a 4 to a 10, he bails out. So that's a kill if you roll a 4 to a 10. I'm going to do one more hit. I'm going to use my swarm again. And we got a wing. And flip that over, and 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 3 is 10. It is destroyed. It does not need to be knocked out. We killed the bomber. So we have a destroyed bomber. And all kinds of good cash and prizes for this one. Okay, first thing, the staff gets 2 experience points, so we're up to 5. The victory points, we get 1 victory point because we killed something. And then Oblis gets 2 experience points. So he's on the board. He's off the schneid. The Schwarm is used up, but that was a well executed use of Schwarm. And then we have to do continuing fire. So it's a 0. He is diving. Change to evasive mode if already skipped. So it doesn't matter. We were fine either way. But he has to go to evasive, so that means he's going to be in this box. But he's fine. And then we have our last guy here, who Richter is tail level. We only have 1 bomber. Well, technically we have 2 bombers left. So this guy, tail level, it's 2 hits with no ammo. All right, so we are going to get 2 hits in, but we lose all of our ammo. I'm going to go ahead and take the dive off. And let's get the 2 hits in. This should be good. All right, so first hit is a wing, and the second hit is a wing. That is also good, but let's do red and black. Red's going to be the first one, which is an 8. Black is the second. So I didn't hit on either of them, but that's a 4 and that's a 2. If this guy goes down, he's an auto kill. Just like both of these are auto kills. So they're both victory points if they can just fall. That's all they have to do is fall. All right, so let's do continuing fire. We got a 0, but we're bounced again. If an escort marker is in a below trailing, it attacks this fighter. Afterwards, if not exiting, the fighter breaks away. So that is not good. So I kept telling you dive was better, and now dive is not better. So there is 1 fighter left, and we'll flip it over. It's a Spitfire who outnumbers us, but we do have higher altitude. So it becomes a no and a yes. We're in row 3. Higher number is always better, and a 1 is awful. 1 is killed. So we are killed. That is, so now we got to see if our pilot bails out. And this is a 50% chance of being killed. I rolled a 10. That is excellent. He's not even wounded. So we get an experience point and he lives for another day. I'm so happy. That could have ruined us. Richter gets an experience point, but he does have to exit, and that's fine. But the good news is it's a dogfight, and the escort marker has to leave too. So there's really only 1 escort marker left on the map, but it's in the above trailing space, so that's not good. But let's not forget that Richter gets a point. Oh, and in case you're wondering, you don't get victory points or experience points for the staff for taking out fighters. That's not your goal. Okay, we are finally at the end of this. These turns can be really long. The mission turn is going to go up to 5. First thing we do is move. I'm not moving anybody. I mean, I do have this guy here, and actually, yeah, he's going to move to intercept this guy right here. So he's going to go try to intercept that bomber. This guy here with no ammo. I think we'll at least go up to level, get our altitude up. So the thing is I don't want to do anything with him. He's probably going to get intercepted by this guy who's above trailing. But what we need him for is he has no ammo, but this is an auto kill, that's an auto kill. So either of these can be chased after by the no ammo guy, and we get the victory point. We don't need ammo to kill those. We just need them to fall out. But the move happens before the cohesion check. And so we have to move now, and there's nowhere to go. Now, actually, no, I take that back. We just talked about this in the last video. He can go to intercept early because this is here. And so even though the bombers show up at a later turn, he can just turn around and go after any of those bombers. So we're going to do that so that way the escorts don't get us. Okay, so next is the escort. We are at the above trailing, and I rolled a 5, and it is the box with the least fighters. So it is going to attack, not this guy, but that one. And we weren't at escort yet. We had to do return. So these two would have moved up. This one would have moved to here. So the escort is going to attack Newman. Escort has advantage in both categories. So we're not in a good spot there. We're going to roll from the bottom row. And like I said, higher value is always best. 8 is really good. And an 8 puts us here. So we're going to break away. And so the escort does get taken out of the game. So, we don't get experience points or anything, but the fighters, or our fighter is fine, our pilot, and this Spitfire is gone. So we no longer have any escorts to harass us. All the escorts are gone. So this is great news. And now it's just a matter of, okay, cohesion check. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If I roll a 10, that's the only way he passes. So cohesion check failed. And remember, this one has the most damage numerically, but this is the one that goes off because it's always whatever helps the cohesion check more, and removing more markers helps that. So this is the one that falls. So it becomes a fallen bomber, and this goes off onto the track. And I like to put it on the white side to show that it's an auto kill. And we have a guy with no ammo who's going to be able to intercept him. Okay. That kaput, though, goes to loose. So it takes 2 rounds before this would happen again. And you're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's still a pretty good roll. You have a 60% chance he's going to go down. But we are running out of mission turns. And actually, those bombers are here. They're in the same turn as that guy. All right. Okay. Cohesion check's done. Attack is done. We move to the next turn. So we are 2 turns away from the mission ending. This turn, all we can do is move up. And then all we can do is roll cohesion. And I rolled a 7, and that's bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A 7 means it doesn't go down. So now we got ourselves a pickle. We needed it to go to kaput because then the next round it would have fallen, right? It's not going to fall on its own now because it takes 2 rounds, and there's only one more turn in the game after this one. And in fact, we're on that turn right now. We're at the final turn of the mission. So we have to kill this thing outright. So what's even worse is we're in the nose low, and we have to go now because this is the last round. So we're going in nose low, and there's not much else to really do. They do actually do a cohesion check, and this time they pass it again. So the thing is this is a -1 everywhere. So that's going to be a 0. And this is the only one to attack. So we're going to be coming in like this. And we have to do a collision check if we're both determined. I can take one of them and flip it to evasive. Schmidt is actually still in this. He has the quick ability, so he could switch to evasive. Didn't we already do that, though? And I just never marked it. So he used his skill. That was how he stayed alive last time. So we're going to have Schmidt go evasive. So that way when we do the collision check, this guy is going to be the one that that resolves it. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. And this could end. We may not get this one. So should I keep them both determined so we can do a collision check? No, I don't want to. All right, so we're going to do collision check. It is a proximity of veer. Okay, so I think the veer we get to ignore because we have a guy in evasive. If evasive mode, treat as no collision. So that's exactly what we're doing. So you can see the strategy there. You got to really be careful when you do collision checks. You need somebody to be evasive. This is a threat of 0. We're coming at them nose low. It doesn't even matter which way we're exiting. Yeah, it does actually. No, this is a threat of 0. That's a threat of 0. This is also a threat of 0. So it doesn't matter which way we're going. So, because this is the final round. It doesn't matter which return box we go to. Okay, so let's do the evasive guy first. We're nose low. Threat of 0. Nose low, threat of 0. We take a hit. You guys suck. You suck so much. And it's a 7. Come on. And then we have to do continuing fire. And it's another hit. It's a fuel. Jesus. Okay, and then we're going to do Oh Blesser, nose low, threat of 0, and we hit. But that hit has to do 4 damage, or otherwise we don't succeed in doing anything. Yeah, it only does 1, and it's not even a good one. So we don't get them. We do continuing fire, and I guess I was supposed to say if I'm climbing or diving. I was going to dive because, like you know, I've always felt that was better. So we're fine. Okay, Oblisser goes home, no problem. This guy's got issues. Fuel is way worse than fuselage, but not by much. So let's do a fuselage check first. He fails that, so we're going to go ahead and go into the fuselage one. Fuel, yeah, fuel was definitely not as good. So this bomber lives for another day. We had him, though. We really had him, folks. And the staff, by the way, got an experience point for that fallen bomber. So I forgot to do that. I just added a 6th experience point for that. So we got 6 experience points in just one mission. That's really good because it takes 7 to change a die, but to get all that in one mission is very good. Okay, so now we got to do our pursuit, and just to show it to you, this guy right here has 4 elevator damage, and that's only a 2, so we don't need to actually do anything else or roll anything else. The new ammo guy was the one that was going to intercept him, and so Haas doesn't get any experience points, but we do get the victory point and the staff experience. So our staff experience is now up to 8. We got 3 victory points for the round, and that bomber is gone. And then we have this guy, Aaron's. This one is not a guarantee, so that goes on 0. We have an engine, which will give us 2, and then a wing, and then a rudder. Okay, so let's roll for the wing first, and then let's roll for the engine. Okay, so there's no blow up. We got 2 from the engine, and then we have 5 tactical points on the board. So we're going to go up to 7. I get to do something for free. Should I do this? Sure, let's do it. Nose high. And it's 0 threat. Nothing happens. So nose stinks. So then I'm going to go ahead and do tail level, because that's the only thing that seems to work. Oh, we forgot to do sun. The sun is no sun. Tail level. The threat is 1. Oh gosh, look at the 2. That would have been nice. We take a hit and we do a hit. So Aaron's gets a wing of a 9, and we're toast. So he gets wing and he's out. But we do one more hit to this bomber, and it's a fuselage. which is just a turret hit. It doesn't matter. It's not enough. The bomber escapes. Don't get squat. Just get another damaged fighter. All right, we're in trouble. If these guys die, we're out of the game. So let's start with Aaron's here. This is the wing damage. This is a FW190, so we're doing this column here. I rolled a 10. Oh gosh, he lands. He gets an experience point for that. That's his first one. Okay, next guy. Schmidt. He's a 109. It's this column. I got a 9, which is excellent. He lands and gets an experience point. He's up to 4. And then Doppler. He's a 6. He crashes, so he's going to use the top row. And he rolls a 2. He died. So we just lost another one. Doppler's killed. And we'll replace him with Dan. Well, actually, we should replace him with Joe. If any of you are from Pittsburgh, they always used to have Doppler radar commercials. And, you know, it used to say, Joe said it would. Because this guy, the meteorologist, his name was Joe. And, of course, he, you know, would always get the weather forecast correct. So Joe said it would rain, and it did. And it's all because of his Doppler radar. This is, it's probably dating me a bit, but these are commercials from the 1980s. So if any of you are watching from the Pittsburgh area, you should know exactly what I'm talking about. It was around the same time frame, you know, Joe said it would. I think that was Channel 4, WTAE, I think it was. I could be wrong on that part. But yeah, Joe said it would. You know, the Doppler radar. I mean, my gosh, it was the easiest thing in science class to know what a Doppler radar was, because that dang channel advertised their Doppler radar technology over and over again. It must have been really new for them back then, but they marketed the crap out of it. And, you know, because like the other big thing from the Pittsburgh area at that time was Century 3, Chevrolet, Lebanon Church Road, Pittsburgh, minutes from the mall. I mean, my gosh. It's been decades, even more than a few decades, since I've lived in the Pittsburgh area, and I still remember that dang commercial. It's just the most annoying commercial ever, but it's a very catchy tune. Okay, so we got another kill. 2, 3, 4. We now have 5 pilots dead. We need, well, we don't need, but if 2 more pilots die, we lose the season. This is stressful. This is very stressful. Let me show you our tally here. So 2, 3, 4, 5 pilots are dead. The limit is 6. So technically, we got to go to 7 to lose. So we're allowed to lose 6. So we have like buffer. We can lose 1 more. We have 3, 6, 7, 8 victory points. You need 15 for the season to be a win. So what's the chances of us getting 7 more? I think what I can do is I can actually just bail the next mission and just not run it. Because it's not giving us any advantage. The only thing I'm getting out of it is experience points for my pilots if they survive, and experience points for the staff, which I have a lot now. I have 8 more here. So if I'm spending 7 at a time, I can now start manipulating the results to be more in my favor. It's actually an interesting strategy to just skip mission 6, because I know I'm not going to win the season, and all I'm doing is risking losing my pilots. I think I'll make that decision in the next video, because this one is over. It only took an hour to do 1 mission. I guess that sounds right with all the talking. But anyways, thank you for watching. Stay healthy, stay safe. As always, stay awesome. And I'm pulling it out. We're not winning by any stretch, but we're also not losing, and it's a challenging game. So we'll give it that much. Let's see if I can pull this off. Thanks.